Wait, she lied once, but those injuries weren't new. So what's she been hiding?
She's choking eyes, rolling back monitors, screaming, "Doctor, do something now!" I don't move. I'm standing 3 feet away in a crowded ER, gloves untouched, staring at the patient on the floor, my sister. My parents are right behind her, panic stricken, begging anyone who'll listen. But they don't recognize me. Not like this. Not after what they did. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. Years ago, she pointed at me crying, shaking, and said I hurt her. And they believed her. No questions, no hesitation. They packed my things and sent me away like I was dangerous. Now she's dying. And I'm the only doctor in the room who knows exactly how to save her. A nurse grabs my arm. "Doctor, if you don't act, she's gone." My mother looks straight at me, desperate, pleading. "Please help her." I take a step forward and stop. The room feels smaller the longer I hesitate. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead, too loud, too sharp, like they're pressing down on me. Lila's body jerks again against the tile floor, her breath catching in broken, uneven gasps. A nurse drops to her knees beside her, fumbling with equipment, her voice rising. "I need a crash cart now." People start moving faster. Someone shouts for oxygen. Another voice calls out vitals that are dropping by the second. And still, I don't move. Because all I can see isn't this hospital. It's a hallway. Our hallway. Years ago, Lila on the floor, crying, pointing at me. He pushed me. I swallow hard, my jaw tightening as the memory bleeds into the present. My parents had looked at me the same way they're looking now, only back then. There was no panic, just disappointment, certainty. I shift my weight, finally crouching slightly, not to treat her, but to see her face clearly. She looks different, older, weaker. But something about this doesn't match the story I've been told my entire life. Her sleeve rides up as the nurse adjusts her arm, and I catch it, a faint scar, then another. Old injuries. Not recent. Not from today. My eyes narrow. That doesn't make sense. "Doctor!" The nurse snaps again, louder this time. "We're losing her!" My father steps closer, voice cracking in a way I've never heard before. "She's all we have. Please." I look up at him slowly. Really look at him. And for the first time since they walked in, I see it. Not authority. Not certainty. Fear. My mother reaches for me again, gripping my sleeve tighter this time. "Elias," she says, her voice breaking completely now, "if you don't help her, she's going to die." I let that hang in the air. Then I exhale slowly and meet her eyes. Cold, steady. "Maybe," I say quietly. "That's what you decided back then, too." I used to believe families paused before they broke someone. Mine didn't. Back then, I wasn't standing in a hospital. I was standing in our living room, trying to understand how everything had flipped in seconds. Lila was on the couch, wrapped in a blanket like she was fragile glass. Our mother sat beside her, holding her hand, whispering, "It's okay. You're safe now." Safe from me. I stood across the room, still in shock. "I didn't touch her," I said. My voice sounded wrong even to me. Too calm, too late. Lila's eyes flicked toward me, red and wet. But there was something else underneath. Something controlled. She got mad, she whispered, barely audible. "He pushed me." "I didn't!" I snapped, the words finally breaking through. That was the moment it sealed. My father turned toward me slowly, his face hardening in a way I had never seen before. "Lower your voice," he said, low and sharp. "Look at what you've done." "What I've done?" I repeated, disbelief creeping in. "You're not even asking what happened." We don't need to, my mother cut in, not even looking at me. Her entire focus stayed on Lila. Your sister wouldn't lie about something like this. That sentence landed harder than anything else. Wouldn't lie? Like it wasn't even a possibility. I looked back at Lila, just waiting for her to break, to correct it, to say it went too far. She didn't. She leaned into our mother instead, trembling more. I was scared, she whispered. And just like that, I became the threat. The room shifted around me. Not physically, but in a way that mattered more. I wasn't part of it anymore. I was outside of it. My father stepped closer, his presence heavy, final. Go pack a bag. I blinked. What? Now. No, you can't be serious. You're just sending me away for something I didn't do? But he was already walking toward the door, opening it. Waiting. Not for the truth. For me to leave. I looked at my mother one last time. She still wouldn't look at me. Until you understand what you did, she said quietly, don't come back. I stood there, bag in hand, minutes later, the night air cold against my face. Behind me, the door shut, not slammed, not hesitated, just closed. And on the other side of it, no one came after me. Back in the hospital, the monitor lets out a sharp, erratic spike. Doctor, we're out of time, a nurse shouts. I don't look at her. I'm still staring at the scars on Lila's arm. Because something about that night doesn't add up anymore. I didn't fall apart after they sent me away. I just disappeared. New house, new school. A distant uncle who barely spoke and asked even less. No one there cared what happened before. I was just the kid who showed up with a bag and a reputation that followed anyway. It spread fast. Not details, not facts, just enough. Something happened with his sister. Teachers watched me closer than everyone else. Other kids kept their distance. And every time I tried to explain, it sounded weaker. So I stopped. If no one was going to listen, I wasn't going to keep talking. Instead, I focused on the only thing that didn't argue back facts. Science, structure, certainty. Medicine made sense in a way people never did. Symptoms led to causes. Causes led to treatment. There was no choosing sides, no blind belief. You proved things. Or you didn't. Years passed like that. Quiet, focused, controlled. No calls from home. No apologies. Not even a question. Eventually, I stopped expecting one. And somewhere along the way, I stopped being that kid and became Dr. Elias Vance, the one people trusted, the one people listened to. And now I'm standing over the same sister who erased me, watching her body shut down. Blood pressure dropping, someone shouts. A junior doctor steps in, hands shaking. We need to intubate, right? Or, wait, no, we should. He freezes. He doesn't know. I do. Every second matters now. There's a sequence to this, a window that's closing fast. I step closer, not fully committing, but enough to see more. And that's when it hits me. This isn't just today. Her breathing pattern, the instability, the internal response, it's layered. Like her body's been compensating for damage that never properly healed. My eyes move again to her arm, then her shoulder. The slight stiffness in the way she's positioned. Old injuries. More than one. Not accidents you recover cleanly from. Not something a protected life produces. My chest tightens not from emotion this time, but realization. This doesn't fit the version of Lila I was cast out for. Doctor, the nurse snaps again. If you know what's happening, say it. I don't answer her. Instead, I straighten slowly, and turn toward my parents. They're watching me like I'm the last option left. Like now, I matter. My father's voice cracks. Can you save her or not? I hold his gaze. And for the first time, I don't feel smaller. I feel certain. What happened to her? I ask, calm but sharp. Not today, before this. They hesitate. Just for a second. But it's enough. Because that hesitation isn't confusion. It's recognition. My voice lowers. What have you been ignoring all these years? Silence stretches between us. Behind me, the monitor lets out a long, warning tone. And no one answers. No one answers. Not my father. Not my mother. They just stand there frozen, like if they stay quiet long enough, the question will disappear. It doesn't. Behind me, Lila's breathing turns shallow, uneven. The monitor stutters, each beep more fragile than the last. A nurse rushes past me, nearly knocking my shoulder. We're crashing, doctor. We need to move. Still, I don't turn back, because right now, this matters more. Elias, my mother finally says, her voice trembling, this isn't the time. No, I cut in, sharp enough that she flinches. This is exactly the time. My father exhales hard, running a hand through his hair. She's had accidents, he mutters. She's always been clumsy. Clumsy. I almost laugh, but nothing about this is funny. Clumsy doesn't leave patterns like that, I say, nodding toward Lila without looking. Clumsy doesn't stack injuries and hide them. Silence again, thicker this time. Then, a weak grip catches my sleeve. I look down. Lila's eyes are barely open, unfocused, but she's looking at me. Really looking. Not past me, not through me. At me. Her lips move. I didn't, she breathes, voice barely there. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Everything in the room seems to narrow to that one sentence. I lean closer, just enough to hear her. What didn't you mean? I ask. Quiet but precise. Her fingers tighten weakly, like she's trying to hold on to something slipping away. The lies, she whispers, the word fractured. I just didn't want them to. The monitor shrieks. Flatline warning spikes across the screen. We're losing her, someone yells. Instant chaos. Hands move, equipment crashes into place. The junior doctor looks at me, panic fully taking over now. Dr. Vance, I need direction right now. Time snaps back into motion. This is it. If I hesitate again, she dies. Simple as that. Behind the noise, my father's voice breaks completely. Please, just save her. I straighten slowly, pulling my sleeve free from Lila's weakening grip. For a second, just one, I look at all of them. My parents. The same people who never asked a single question before deciding my life. Now waiting. Now unsure. Now powerless. Then I reach for a pair of gloves, snap them on. But I don't step in yet. Not fully. I look straight at my father. If I save her, I say, my voice steady, cutting through the chaos, there are no more lies. Not from her, not from you. He hesitates. Just a second, just enough. And in that second, he answers everything. I don't wait for him to say anything else. There isn't time for that anymore. I turn back, step in, and everything narrows to one thing keeping her alive. Move, I order, and the room shifts instantly. The hesitation is gone now. Hands follow mine. Tools land where I need them. Voices steady under pressure. Airway first prep for intubation. You get me a full trauma panel now. My voice doesn't shake. My hands don't hesitate. Because this part is simple. This part has rules. Minutes stretch, compress, disappear. The chaos becomes controlled. The monitor stabilizes barely at first, then stronger. A rhythm returns. Fragile, but real. She's back, the nurse breathes, relief flooding her voice. I don't react. I just finish what needs to be done. By the time I step away, Lila is alive. Not safe, not stable, but alive. Hours later, the hospital is quiet. The adrenaline is gone. What's left is heavier. Lila lies in recovery, pale, awake, but unable to avoid anything now. I stand at the foot of her bed. My parents are off to the side, silent, like they don't know where they're allowed to stand anymore. For once, no one speaks first. Lila does. I lied, she says, her voice rough but clear enough. No tears this time, no performance. That night, I was already hurt. I fell earlier. I didn't want them to find out. My mother's hand flies to her mouth. Lila keeps going. You walked in, and I panicked. I thought if I said it was you, they'd stop asking questions. She swallows. And they did. The room feels smaller again, but not like before. This time, it's the truth pressing in. It just kept working, she admits. Every time something happened, I blamed something else or someone else. Her eyes flick to me. You. I don't interrupt. I just listen. Because now, there's nothing left to argue. My father sinks into a chair, staring at the floor like it might give him a different version of the past. We should have asked, he says quietly. We didn't even try. No, they didn't. My mother steps toward me, hesitant. Elias, we were wrong. I meet her eyes. For the first time in years, she's actually looking at me. But it doesn't change anything. You didn't just make a mistake, I say, calm, even. You made a decision. Neither of them responds. Because there's nothing to defend. The truth doesn't stay in that room. It spreads through family, through conversations that were overdue. The story changes, slowly but completely. Lila recovers physically. But everything else, that's different now. Trust isn't something she can claim anymore. And my parents, they don't get to choose what kind of relationship we have. I do. A few days later, I walk out of the hospital. The same doors, the same place, but nothing feels the same. I hear footsteps behind me. I don't turn right away, but I know who it is. Elias, my father calls. I stop, just for a second. Then I turn slightly enough to see them, but not enough to step back. We want to fix this, my mother says, her voice unsteady. Whatever it takes. I let the silence sit between us. Then I shake my head once. You already decided what I was worth, I say. I just decided what you are to me. No anger. No hesitation. Just finality. I turn and walk away. This time, no one tells me to leave. And no one expects me to come back.
So, would you have saved her or exposed everything first? What will you choose?